So this is a stealth section, avoid the guards. And that's what happens if you press up on the up C button, which usually changes the camera. It'll make that noise if you're in an area where you can't change the camera. Okay, and go. Another reason it's definitely better to play on the Nintendo 64 than any of the emulator, like the Virtual Console or just an actual emulator, is the sensitivity of the analog stick. It's just easier to do more delicate movements, more precise movements on the Nintendo 64. Even though I'm using the Brawler 64 pad from the Retro Fighters Kickstarter that I got, it's just easier that way. There's Peach, there's Mario, there's Bowser, there's Luigi, and I think Yoshi's on the other side. Yeah, there's Yoshi. And nothing on this side, but anyway, this is Princess Zelda. Well, you know, it was actually pretty easy. None of them were paying attention. Yes, I am. So the big issue I have with replaying Ocarina of Time, and the main reason why I don't replay it anywhere near as much as A Link to the Past, is there's a lot of this dialogue that you can't speed up. You can't speed up, you can't skip it, and as a result it's a much slower game to really get going. A big part of the reason why I haven't done Twilight Princess multiple times, it's a game I really enjoyed and I do want to go back to it. I'm probably going to do it for the stream before we get to it for the channel. Oh, you've played Survivor as well. Yeah, probably going to do Twilight Princess for the stream before we do it for the channel. But I've only beaten the game once, and the reason I've not done it a second time is because of how long it takes to get started. So I got it on Wii U when they re-released it as Twilight Princess HD. It's like... Twilight Princess on the GameCube was a pain to get hold of. So... I first played it on the Wii, and I didn't finish it on the Wii. I didn't get that far on the Wii. I played it for a few hours. Because I hated the motion controls. I thought they were gimmicky and irritating. And it was especially obvious in Twilight Princess above basically every other launch title the Wii had, because Twilight Princess was a GameCube game. It was designed as a GameCube game, and they just added the waggle as essentially another button. So I didn't do Twilight Princess properly until a friend lent it to me in college for the GameCube. And I played it, I really enjoyed it. I picked it up on GameCube for myself several years later when I was able to get hold of it. But I haven't been through it again. I picked it up on Wii U when it came out as Twilight Princess HD. And I've played to the first dungeon. And Twilight Princess on the menu will tell you how long you've been playing the game for. It took 4 hours to get to the first dungeon. And that really is like the best example of why I've not redone Twilight Princess at any point. It's a game I really enjoyed, and I love a lot of the ideas and the dungeon mechanics, and I love a lot of the new items. But it takes so long. I'm sorry, Zelda, I was not listening. Okay. Are you sure those are evil eyes? Okay. Yeah, I do want to go through Twilight Princess again. At this point, I probably am saving it for the stream, so I'm not burnt out with it. So Ocarina of Time came out in '98 and was very influential, for the most part, because of its open design. The open design it had of the world and the camera was never really an issue. Thanks to the Z-targeting system, which is a simple thing, a lock-on button for the camera, but it worked really well, and it wasn't something that was really a big thing before that. And it's something that, even as the design of Zelda games has changed over the years, like with Breath of the Wild, it's still, the lock-on is still a thing with Breath of the Wild. And I wonder if the lock-on like that... No, it wouldn't have... No. Well, you know, if you're responsible for protecting Zelda, you did a terrible job. I walked in here with a sword, I could have gutted her and you were nowhere to be found. So as far as this playthrough goes, this is not 100% playthrough. Because, honestly, the gold sculptures are just not worth it. However, I will be getting all the heart pieces. And the heart pieces are somewhat worth it, although, honestly, by the end, because you end up with 20 hearts if you get all the heart pieces, you don't need that much, honestly. But it's good stuff. And now we're outside. And, you know, this is one of the best things about the cartridge as the storage medium for games. Because on the PlayStation, that would have been a loading screen. Probably a sizable loading screen because of the size of the area of Hyrule Field. Okay, and now that we are ready with the next part of our quest, we have a bunch of things we're going to do before we head for Death Mountain. You know, I don't think you needed to do that. I wasn't even looking at you. Alright, and let's head back into the castle town because I have stuff to do. And we get to the Hyrule Castle theme. Hyrule Castle Town theme, yay. Quick tip, if you want money in this game, the beggar here will buy fish for like 100 rupees a pop. You catch fish in bottles. So, shooting gallery. Yes, I do. So, this costs 20 rupees to do. If we get the perfect score, which I just didn't, then you get the bigger seed bag. If you get 8 or 9, he'll give you another try for free. So it's entirely possible that you can get stuck in a loop of getting 8 or 9 and missing 1, and you'll just keep playing until you get it. There we go. So now we can hold 40 seeds. If you do it again and get the perfect, you'll get 50 rupees. So this is actually a pre-rendered background, like the kind you'd see in Final Fantasy on PlayStation or the classic Resident Evil games. Any area with a static camera like this has those. The head's a long, long wrench. And, you know, because of the limited storage on a Nintendo 64 cartridge, the static pre-rendered backgrounds are very heavily compressed. They don't look so bad when you play it on a Nintendo 64. Say you play it on a CRT. They don't look so bad. They kind of work with the rest of the limitations of the system. You play it on anything cleaner, and it looks terrible. Play the GameCube release for Ocarina, it looks awful. Or on the Wii Virtual Console or the Wii U Virtual Console, it looks terrible. And here's Luigi. Now this one is a little trickier to notice, because Talon is dressed in Mario's traditional colours, the blue overalls with the red shirt. Ingo is dressed in Luigi's Fire Flower outfit, the white overalls with the green shirt. And I think at this point, they'd only appeared in that specific outfit once in Super Mario World. Because in Super Mario Bros. 3, when Mario or Luigi got the Fire Flower, they turned just quite completely orange unless you were playing the All-Stars version. Okay, so we need to find the 3 Super Cuckoos. Are these the Super Cuckoos, or am I thinking of something else? Okay, so 10 rupees. This is something we want to do, though. Oh, they are Super Cuckoos. Alright. So it's this one. You want to be careful around the door because you can just walk out. Okay, is it you? Nope. 2. Come on, can we get the 3rd one? Yeah! That went pretty well, gotta admit. Yeah, sure. But yeah, for doing that, we end up with... a bottle. We got the Longhorn milk, which, yeah, is all well and good. But the main thing we're after is the bottle. And if you do it right, you can end up with 3 bottles. There are 4 bottles in the game. You can end up with 3 of the 4 before the 3rd dungeon. I think Link to the Past, you can end up with 2 before the 1st dungeon. Hey, Malon. Okay, we talk to her again. And we talk to her again. And now pull out your Ocarina. And you can learn the song. This, admittedly, is pretty obtuse to figure out. It's the fact that you need to talk to her 3 times before pulling the Ocarina out. And that gets us Epona's song. There was a point where I'd memorised every song in this game. I think it's 12. I never memorised all of the Majora's Mask songs, though. Yeah, I never memorised all the songs in Majora's Mask, but most of that is because I used them less. Like, we take a look at the menu here. You've got these songs, and then these songs are all teleportations, so they'll warp you around. Let me save it, actually, because we haven't saved it yet. Yeah. And they'll warp you around, and because of how much I played this game, just messing around more than anything, I did memorise all of them, but I never memorised all of the Majora's Mask songs, because it has one warp song, and all the other specific songs are for getting into dungeons.